Hello, it's Deborah from the attic, and today I'm back to show you what I've done with the kit that I showed you in the video last week. This is the journal that I've made and I will talk you through it. First of all, on a personal note, I want to say thank you so very much to everybody who very kindly left some really lovely, thoughtful messages of congratulations to myself and Tony. I let him read through some of your comments and we were both really blown away by so much kindness and thought and time that people had taken to leave congratulations on that event. So thank you so much for taking the time to do that. It really does give you a warm fuzzy feeling to know that so many people care enough to leave a message. On with the journal. So this is what I made with the kit that I revealed last week, and I'll provide a link up there so that you can go back and have a look at the pages that I talked through in the previous video all about my Winterland kit, which is available in my Etsy store, and I'll provide a link to the Etsy store below the video. If you can't see it immediately in the description box, you need to click on the Read More button and then it will reveal everything below that. For my journal this time, I took the pages that I had printed and I glued them back to back. Normally I print them back to back, but I wanted this journal to feel chunky, and I've achieved that. And I also wanted to capture little bits of fabric in between each page. So what I did was, when I glued them back to back, before I glued them on top of each other, I glued in a little line of this ribbon. Now this is actually quite special ribbon. It's from saris which have been cut down and stitched together by women working in India. They're sold by a company called yarnyarn.co.uk. I believe they ship globally, but again I'll provide a link below the video to their website so you can go and have a look at what they do. And I often buy my ribbon and my pieces of fabric like this from Yarn Yarn in order to be able to support their good cause. And I want to show you this because you get a lot of yarn for your money. So all of this, I don't know how many meters this equates to, but all of this cost about £8 or £9, and they come in various colours. I really like the white, but they have a whole range of colours, and the shop is different every time you look at it online because they are constantly getting new and different materials in. I glued this into several of my pages, not every single one, but I just wanted enough to give some texture on the edge of my journal. Now, what I would normally do is get my sewing machine out and stitch down the side of these pages, maybe just two little thin lines of running stitch. And I plan to do that in future. I can't do it at the moment because I don't have my sewing machine available to me, because we're still going through that domestic upheaval that I've referred to a couple of times, which means that most of my craft room is packed away, it's in boxes. I haven't seen it now for about 2 months and I'm missing lots of things. So when I'm reunited with my sewing machine, that's one thing that I would like to do for my journal. So let me do a quick flip through the internal pages and then I'll describe the front to you. On the inside, I've used the curved pockets to store the tickets that I haven't used, and also to keep my little artist trading cards to tuck into there, ready to take information on the back when I've got a story to tell or to write about. And I've made up these little pockets. I do like these are so sweet. They're like little pocket money pockets, and I've used them to store the words that you cut out and add to your journal, and I'll show you those as we flip through. So those are stored in there. I've got lots of blank pages ready to take notes. I've added some side folders by cutting down some of the other sheets from the kit. I've cut out the word recipes because I plan to store recipes in here, and I've cut out the 4 cards that I can use to list recipes on, maybe favourite meals, to get you through the winter, nice stews and things like that. And then I took the sheets that had the ideas to cheer yourself up on, and I put them into my journal like this. Usefully, using the template, I knew that these would fit on these 3 inner holes. It's very useful to have your template, which comes as part of the kit, to hand, so you can check things like this. If I'd only been able to, if this was so narrow that it would only have covered 2 holes, I would have put it further down the journal, but as it is, I was able to put it in the centre. And I've glued them back to back and stuck them in, and they are there so that I can discover them. Of course, alternatively, you could cut them out into strips, you could pop them into one of those little pockets, and you could draw one out at random if you were looking for a nice way to cheer yourself up through the dark days. And the rest of the pages are, as you would imagine, they are all sewn into place, again using the very handy template. And the way that I've used the numbered pages is I've cut them out, I've folded them in half, I've folded in a little strip of the ribbon, and I've tied a little bit of thread to the top, because that makes it nice and easy for me to find these going through my journal and lift them out. So I can just pull that out. And I've used some of the tags again to mark these up. So I've got December here, I've got January on the next one coming up, and it means that I'm not forced into using my journal in chronological order. If I want to write or diarise anything from December, I can just pull this out. I don't have to use my journal working through it logically from front to back. I don't like using journals that way. I feel under pressure if I have to use them that way. I like the randomness of being able to put down thoughts, words, ideas, poems, song lyrics, whatever it may be, where I want to, which page I think best suits. This is my centre page, and I've used deliberately the girl running towards the house. I think that's really nice winter scene to have as your central page. In this little pocket I've got more of the ephemera from the kit tucked in there, and another of the ATCs, the artist trading cards, tucked into this curved folder here. And this is another of the pockets, and I've put a happy thought inside here. And the happy thought is I've taken two of the other cards. There are 4 of these. I've taken 2, I've cut them out, I've folded them in half to make like a little book. I've taken one of the tabs that says good stuff on it, and I've included a photo from when we had to go for our to give notice of our civil partnership. You have to give 4 weeks notice, so that's that photograph. And then when I've got another little photograph ready printed out of the actual ceremony, again wearing our masks, I will add that to the other side, and that's a nice way to store a little memory. It's not quite a winter memory, it happened in September, but it's just a nice thing to capture in here. And then the rest of the pages, lots of blank pages, lots of space for writing. Again, the other part of my happy thought ideas, and another little pocket there in which I can tuck the 2 of the 3 tags and some more of those happy winter thoughts. Little prompts to make you happy at this time of year instead of glum and gloomy. And this is the January part as well, and you can see again I've cut this down, I've folded it in half, added the little bit of tag to the top there, created a little corner pocket, and I can store everything nicely in there. And that is my journal. I want to talk you through the front because I've used 2 of the papers, and I've cut them down and I've ripped them a lot around the edge. I've distressed them a lot. I've inked them. I have got one little ink pad, a couple of little ink pads left. I've used a steel grey just to ink these to add a little bit of definition. I found some nice metallic thread at the bottom of a drawer, and I used that just to wrap around the topmost piece of card to add a little bit of sparkle. And then I've added one of the tags, and I've actually backed this with some craft foam so it will lift up a little bit. I've used more of my beautiful silk ribbon, and then I've used 2 of the tickets and held them in place with a paper clip here. And that's how I've made my cover. Then, usefully, I did find I had a little bit of glitzy, glittery jelly stuff, and I've added that around the outside just to make it look a little bit more bling. So I hope that that's given you some ideas for how you can use the papers in the kit, and I'm sure that you will come up with your own ideas as well. But it's fun to know and to see how people use papers. So we will all do these differently. If we all start with the same papers, we would all come up with a very, very different result. And I'd love to see yours as well. Maybe you could include a photo if you leave a comment. It would be lovely to see those and to share. So for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for your time, as always. Thank you for watching. And until we meet again, stay safe and take care.